Hey guys, my name is Varrix, and today we're going to be going over the basics to playing Killer in Dead by Daylight. Let's get right into it. So, you decide to play the Killer. The most important choice you face is, which Killer do I play first? Personally, I would choose either the Trapper, the Doctor, or the Wraith for starters. I know no one likes the Wraith, but I do. Wraith is the best. I say that mainly because they're fairly straightforward in their playstyles. The Trapper can set bear traps around the map. It's pretty basic. It catches survivors when they walk in. The Doctor shocks survivors and drives them insane while in treatment mode. And the Wraith can simply turn invisible and uncloak right next to survivors doing gens. So they're all fairly straightforward in their playstyles, and I would recommend you doing one of those three first. When you get into the game, the first thing you should do is head to one of the generators that are far away from you. You don't want to go to one of the close ones because survivors will not spawn there. Survivors cannot spawn too close to you, so it's more likely that you will encounter a survivor at one of the gens that are far away from where you spawned. After you come across this survivor, you're going to want to try and hit him. You can do that by chasing him. Once you've successfully hit a survivor using your mouse, you're going to injure him. You have to hit him twice to put him into the dying state to progress to the next step. But that is not always easy. Experienced survivors will use the map to their advantage, using pallets, windows, and tall grass, as well as many other things, to break line of sight and evade you. The best way to keep track of them, besides actually keeping them in your line of sight, is to follow scratch marks. Scratch marks are big orange marks that appear behind a survivor when he or she is sprinting. You can easily follow these, and they last a long time and are a trail straight to the survivor. Eventually, you'll catch a survivor and down him. After that, it's probably best that you pick him up, unless there's a survivor right next to him and it's an easy hit. So you pick him up, you're going to want to transport him to a nearby hook. Be careful, because if you take too long transporting the survivor has a chance to wiggle free and can wiggle off and have another chance to run away. After you hook a survivor, unless you know there's another person right next to the hook, it's the best idea to go off and continue to patrol gens. Patrolling gens is the most important thing in the game, as it's the easiest way to find survivors, as they do need to complete 5 of them in order to escape. If you find a generator that is partially completed, that's a good sign that a survivor is near or around there. You can kick the generator to regress the progress on it. There are other ways to find survivors too. One way is to look for crows flying up into the air. If you see them off flying up into the air in the distance in some secret corner of the map, you know where that sneaky little Claudette survivor is hiding. Another way to find survivors is to go for noise alerts, especially with newer survivors. Survivors tend to fast vault windows and drop pallets. When they do this out of a chase, it creates a noise alert that creates a visual pop-up on your screen and a loud noise. Go to that pop-up and you might possibly find a survivor nearby. In order to sacrifice a survivor and move forward to that objective of killing all 4 of them, you have to hook them up to 3 times. Once the survivor runs out of time, he or she will be sacrificed and removed from the match. Your ultimate goal as killer is to try to kill all survivors present while not allowing them to escape by completing generators or grabbing the hatch. Here are a few more miscellaneous tips to help you win as a killer. When you are getting pallet looped by a survivor, meaning he's running you around pallets and not letting you land a hit, do not change direction and commit. Chase him down, let bloodlust kick in, because you have greater speed than the survivor does, and it's a lot easier to go one direction and eventually gain enough speed to hit him than go back and forth forever. It saves a ton of time, and it gives you the chance to catch that survivor all the more faster. When you decide to run a hex perk as killer, if you decide to run it, it's pretty risky. That perk is tied to a random totem somewhere in the map. Make sure that totem is not broken, because if it is, you just lost a perk. You can tell they're hex totems because they do have like an outline, like generators and things like that. It does outline on your map, as well as they're lit up and on fire, so you can pretty much tell that way. If you decide to bring in a Mori offering, that allows you to kill a survivor on the ground as long as they've been hooked at least once. That is the best way to deal with that annoying Legacy 3 Dwight that's been pallet looping you and bullying you all game. Just Mori him already. If you're wondering which perks are the best to run as killer, be sure to check out my video on top 5 killer perks in Dead by Daylight. They really make playing this game all the more easier. It's really recommended. To summarize, in order to win a game as killer in Dead by Daylight, you need to sacrifice at least 2 of the 4 survivors. The more you kill, the bigger the reward. It may be tough getting used to playing as a killer in Dead by Daylight. You may have to go through super long queue times, But trust me, it's worth it. It's really fun, and I hope this short guide on how to play Killer has helped you out. Alright guys, that just about wraps up this video. If you enjoyed, consider dropping a like. If you have anything you guys would like me to add to help newer killers, please leave a comment down below if I missed anything. And as always, make sure to subscribe to get notified whenever I post new content. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.